Welcome once again to your first year class. Today we are going to study one of the horror filled thriller type of suspense story. It's a short story known as The Medal, written by Vibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay. He was actually from Bengal. So this story, and I believe that everybody enjoy this type of the stories where there is a thrill and fear, and you can get suspense that what is going to happen at the end, or you must watch, maybe you watch the serials which has some supernatural elements. So this story actually revolves around those type of the things. So I hope you will enjoy. Let us start with the first, as usual, the background of the poet, or you can say the introduction of the author. He was born in Bengal in 1894 and died in the year 1950. He actually spent his childhood days and teenage in extreme poor conditions, extreme poverty. He was a total destitute in his childhood as well as teenage. So you can understand that how it had become difficult for him to survive those days, because the childhood, okay, people don't have the memories of childhood, but what about the teenage, where we have wishes, desires, we want to get everything into our pocket, and if the pocket is empty, then it is terrible. Those people get mature earlier than the other ones. They become extraordinarily sensitive, they become very you can say practical in their life, they believe in doing, and practicality has become more for them. So he, with all these poor conditions and terrible life and all those troubles, he still studied and completed his BA. At those times, completing BA was one of the difficult tasks. Right now, nowadays you can see that many people, those who want to study, they have taken admissions, their parents are providing amount, filling up the forms, giving the fees, everything they are doing. After giving them a lot of amount as a part of the fee, many of the students leave the courses in between. Many examples are there in front of me, where I have seen many of the students who have left the study in between because they feel that we could not study more. Even though they have all the facilities given by the parents, they are not supposed to earn, they are not supposed to bear the problems of not having the basic amenities, basic facilities like air, water supply, home and food, everything would be given to them, electricity, everything would be there at home, but they don't want to study more because they feel like the subjects are very tough. That shows their lack of spirit. No subjects are tough unless and until you try. Try until you succeed. Nothing is impossible. We are human beings. Human beings are the supreme creatures, so we can do everything. But only thing is that we have to have the courage in ourselves, had the will spirit, then definitely we could do better. Here is that he has completed in that utter poverty and difficulties, he has completed his BA, and later on he became a teacher. So obviously he could be a very good teacher because he has grown up in the difficult times, and he has got so many practical experience which normal people don't get it. Next, he wrote short stories, novels, travel diaries. Novels and short stories you know very well. Travel diaries means wherever they go, the place they visit, they write down about those places from start journey till the end journey, and not only the journey, but they actually discuss about the whatever the good things or the places to visit, whatever the places of interest, whatever the good food would be there, how many what experiences they have achieved during those times. If we read one travel diary, it is like we have visited the same place. One of the very good experience, if you can get a chance to read the travel diary, go ahead, improve your reading skills. Next, he won national and international awards for his writings. and many of his short stories and novels being transferred into, or you can say they have been filmed. People have made the films into on these stories and the novels, because they had all the elements which are required to get a huge hit for the films. So they have actually taken his films as the base and made many films, because he depicts, he shows emotions, hardships, hopes, poverty and dreams of the common man. Emotions, the feelings, then hardships, the difficulties what we face, hopes, everybody has the hope, we are living in the hope of tomorrow. Then next is poverty, the poor conditions, poor living conditions, how the people being forced to do something which they don't like because of the poverty. The dreams, dreams of the common man. Every common man has a list of the dreams. They had the wishes, they have the dreams. So he believed into that and he wrote about all the common man. So this story revolves around a simple common person, and these things I believe that we too have experience in any stage of the life, in any environment, in many places we witness these things. We too, it is not like that it happens only in the serials or stories, you can say. Sometimes those things can happen with us as well. So here is that this story about the supernatural powers. Do you believe in supernatural powers like ghost? Don't go on the filmy ghost. A white sari with the hair open and all, please, for God's sake. Ghosts don't come into those attires. They don't do all the makeups and everything. So please open your minds and don't get the ghost whatever you see in the serials and the pictures. Ghosts are some things which only can be, they can't be seen. They are invisible, but they make us feel their presence. So that is the supernatural power. The next is the magical powers. Yes, you must have heard about the magic. Many types of the magic people do on their rivals, for revenge, for enemies. Many of the people do that, even though we are not supposed to believe in all those things, but these things exist in the world. Next is, do you have any fear of any invisible creature? Sometimes it may happen that everybody does have, and especially if you are going into in the night, if you have woke up and suddenly you start feeling like somebody is there and you get started fear, nobody would be there. Afterwards, when you can check it out, you can see that it is your own, some of the dress was hanging over there which is actually being kept outside. It was hanging there and you thought somebody is there, I got some shadow. You get a feeling into that. This is your feelings, your emotions which create your fear more. Sometimes when you are walking, you suddenly feel that someone is walking behind. You get the footsteps. Will it real? Don't know. But we get the fear of the invisible creatures. We get the fear, and everybody get this fear. And thanks to these films and all these serials and all, they have created in our minds that sharp 12 in the midnight, all the ghost will come somewhere, and if you are visiting to some place, something will happen. Thank goodness to all these. They have created so many fake things in our mind, and we started believing into that. But here it is not about 12 or in the midnight or any highway or something. It is simply about the feeling of the author, or you can say the narrator of the story. Now, the start of the story, actually it is filled with suspense and fear. It is already like the narrator was saying that almost 4 years back. Now, after 4 years, he was giving us the narration. So he is alive. Okay. So after 4 years he got this courage to speak up about that whatever he dreamt of or illusion, or he felt that it was my experience or my illusion or my dream, but it was his experience. He got that type of the experience. So 4 years back he was a teacher, and he was teaching in the class of 4th class. He was teaching to the students, and the students, whenever they get a chance, they do some mischievous things. So the boys were there in the class backside of that, and they were actually, one boy was snatching something from the other boy's hand. The one who was snatching was Kamakhya. The name of the boy was Kamakhya, and he is snatching from Sudhir's hand. Sudhir has something in his hand which Kamakhya wanted to snatch. So the author, the teacher, an author, or you can say the narrator, he went there and he said, what had happened? Why you people are fighting? What is that? Show me. So Sudhir did not want to show, and Kamakhya wanted to take. So the teacher said, come on, get up and give me, what is that? And he has taken that. So that was a small medal. It was like a medal. I hope everybody has seen the medal. So it was a medal. It was how it was? Big, old, engraved. It was a big medal, and it was old one, and it was engraved. Engraved means something would be like you can say pierced into that, written by engraving into that. You can say that they use some like a nail or hammer, with that they have written into that. Something could be engraved, it could be depth inside that. So it was big, old, engraved. On that, the engraved was the Queen Victoria's picture, the face of, or you can say passport size photograph of Queen Victoria in her youth. How she looked in her youth, it was engraved. You must have seen on our coins, all the coins, you can find the emblem Satyameva Jayate written, or you can find some agricultural like grains engraved into that, a symbol of grain, something would be there. That actually, that is the engraved one. So here what was engraved? It was Queen Victoria's image was engraved into that when she was a younger one. So that means the medal belonged to certain time before the independence or long back. And the next side, where your 1 rupee, 5 rupees would be written, the next side it is written as Sergeant S.B. Parkins, the name of a person maybe, it was looking like Sergeant. Sergeant means related to the army, rank in the army. Sergeant S.B. Parkins, 6th Dragon Guards. This is the whole related to the army. That means to which cadre they belong, to which category they belong, and to which group the person belongs. It will be completely being written, and the year was 1854. That was also engraved. If you can check it out, our coins, there also you can find the year being written very clearly. So it was written on the whole medal. It was a big medal, old, engraved, and all these things. One side Queen Victoria's image in her youth, and the next side the name of a person with his cadre and the position, everything with the year being engraved. Now he read out and he found, and after taking that, the narrator, as a teacher, it was his responsibility. He has given a good lecture on friendship rules, and he said that for a friend you should not do all these things. You should try to provide like everything to your friend, and your friend is required every time in your life. Like true friendship, how instead of fighting you can talk to each other. All these things he had mentioned into that like lecture. He has given a good lecture, but he does not want to return the medal to the boy, because again they will start fighting. After his class, again they will start fighting, and it may result into something bad. So he thought he should keep it with him, and he has taken that medal. And actually, you know, sometimes some people get attracted to the antique pieces, that means old pieces, old things. And this was not only old, it was unique, different it was looking. So he thought, I am going to my village now, means it was Saturday, it was a weekend. So he thought, after the class one day I have a holiday, so I will go to my village, there I can show that to my one of the person known as Jetha Moshai. In the village there was a person, Jetha Moshai, he was well aware of these things. So he thought, I should go and I should give it to him, means like to show him. So let him find out whether to which time it belongs, or to what is the use of that, or something like that, he thought. And he asked to Sudhir that from where you got this medal, because he too have to find out this one. So he said that it is actually my grandfather's, and some Englishman at those times had given it to my grandfather long back. And maybe if that person, my grandfather, would have been alive, he would be 160 years old. That means such a you can say such a past time it has been given to whom? To the grandfather of Sudhir by one of the Englishmen. So he had got the history of that, and before showing to Jetha Moshai, he should know now that what is the history. So he thought that, and he had taken the medal with him, and he wanted to go to the village, and he thought that, and he said to Sudhir that on Monday I will come to the school, then at that time I will return your medal back to you. The boy obviously didn't say anything. He was feeling a little bit relieved, because again, if the medal would be with him, Kamakhya would definitely ask him and wanted to see. So Sudhir was happy, he has given that medal. And right now the journey of the narrator from the school to his village, and how he came back to the school once again, what happened with the medal and all, in the next class will continue. By the time, keep guessing. Have the nice day.